That's right. Not a tower, not a city extension, but a whole entire cube-shaped megacity. We're talking about a structure so big it could fit 20 Empire State Buildings inside. The cube, also known as the Mukaab, which means cube in Arabic, is set to be the centerpiece of a brand new downtown area in Riyadh. It promises to be a world of its own, with everything from luxury hotels and shops to cutting-edge entertainment and residential areas. But is this ambitious project just a pipe dream or a glimpse into the future of urban living? We're going to dive deep into the plans, explore the potential challenges, and see what kind of crazy experiences the cube might offer. Saudi Arabia is a rich country in the Middle East with lots of oil, but they don't want to rely too much on oil anymore. So they're working on big projects to change their economy. One of these projects is NEOM. It's really huge and costs a lot of money, like $1 trillion. NEOM will have a long city called The Line, a floating city named Octagon, and even a ski resort in the desert called Trojans. They've been talking about NEOM for a while, but now there's more news. The CEO of NEOM said that they've finished 20% of the city's infrastructure. NEOM is getting help from big companies like Oracle and NVIDIA to set up citywide AI technology. But wait, there's more. They're starting another new project called New Murabba. It's part of their plan for the future, Vision 2030. They don't want to forget about other big cities like Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. Riyadh has grown a lot in the last 50 years, from a small town to a city with over 7 million people. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia says New Murabba will be the biggest modern downtown in the world. New Murabba will have lots of fun places, like 80 places for entertainment, walking trails, and a big museum. And in the middle of it all will be a huge cube called the Cube, or Mukaab. It's inspired by traditional Saudi Arabian architecture and will be a new landmark in Riyadh. In essence, Saudi Arabia's foray into megaprojects like NEOM and New Murabba summarized its continuing commitment to redefining its socio-economic landscape. By diversifying its economy away from oil dependence and embracing the expanding tourism sector, the kingdom charts a course towards sustainable growth and global prominence. These visionary endeavors not only showcase Saudi Arabia's ambition, but also serve as beacons of inspiration for nations aspiring to carve a brighter future through innovation and strategic foresight. This cube is going to be huge. It will be 400 meters tall, which makes it a really tall skyscraper. If you put it in Dubai, it would be the 4th tallest building there. But what's special about this cube is that it's also 400 meters wide, so it's going to stand out a lot. To give you an idea of how big it is, you could fit 20 Empire State Buildings inside it. That's way bigger than other cube-shaped buildings like the one in Berlin, which is only 40 meters tall. In terms of size, this cube could be the biggest structure on Earth, even bigger than the Boeing Everett factory in Washington. It's so big that you could fit almost 5 of those factories inside it. So what's going to be inside this massive cube? Well, when you step inside, it's going to feel like you're in a whole other world. There will be a huge dome over you displaying different virtual realities, like being underwater or on Mars. It's supposed to be an experience like no other. In the center of the dome, there will be a spiral tower that looks like an anthill or fungus growing from the ground to the ceiling. This tower will be a fancy spot for tourists with restaurants, hotels, and places to watch movies. The cube will wrap around the dome, and there will be facilities in the 4 corners, stacked up like skyscrapers. They're even planning to have lakes, lawns, and trees on top of the cube, although some people wonder if that's really possible. So why did they choose to make it a cube? The designers say it's the best shape to fit in all the cool technology they're going to use to make this place amazing. How they plan to show the virtual worlds isn't clear yet, but they'll have to hide the technology between the dome and the outer cube. They'll need strong beams and supports between the dome and the shell to hold up the gardens on top of the cube. The towers at each corner of the cube will also help support it, but whether it's enough for the biggest roof in the world and the garden on top is uncertain. The cube-shaped design is also meant to make the Mukaab more iconic. It would give Riyadh a special landmark that would make it instantly recognizable among other big cities in the world, like the Eiffel Tower in Paris or the Statue of Liberty in New York. Some people have criticized the shape, saying it looks like the Kaaba in Mecca, another city in Saudi Arabia. The Kaaba is a very important site in Islam, and when Muslims pray, they face it. But others argue that the resemblance is just a coincidence. Overall, the announcement of the Mukaab project has sparked excitement and interest. But the big question on everyone's mind is, will the Mukaab actually be built? Construction hasn't kicked off yet, but in theory, it's supposed to start in the next few months. Saudi Arabia has pledged that the project will be open to the public by 2030, just like other Vision 2030 initiatives, such as the Line, the Octagon, and Trojans. Compared to the Line, this project might seem easier to pull off. However, it's still an enormous undertaking, possibly the largest megaproject ever attempted. That's why predicting its outcome is tricky. Let's consider 3 possible scenarios. The first scenario, which Saudi Arabia would undoubtedly prefer, is that construction on the cube begins soon, and by 2030, the 400-meter-tall structure is completed as planned. Riyadh gets its new landmark, attracting tourists from all corners of the globe, making it one of the most popular destinations worldwide. But there are hurdles to overcome, leading us to the second scenario. Financial experts are doubtful about the project's feasibility. They're unsure where Saudi Arabia will find the funds for another ambitious venture. Andreas Krieg, a Middle Eastern studies expert at King's College London, noted, "The finances of all of this are not entirely secured." CNN queried the Public Investment Fund about financing the project, but details were not disclosed. Saudi Arabia is banking on over $100 billion in annual foreign investment by 2030 to finance projects like the Mukaab. However, they're far from reaching that target, and concerns over human rights violations linked to Vision 2030 could deter foreign investors. In the third scenario, the Mukaab faces delays or even cancellation due to financial challenges or geopolitical concerns. Without substantial foreign investment and amid criticisms of human rights violations, the project's future remains uncertain. Even if Saudi Arabia manages to secure the funds, there's a much tougher challenge ahead. Is this mega project even technically feasible? Holograms, as described in the Mukaab's plans, don't exist yet on such a grand scale, while companies like Lightfield Lab have made strides. Creating holograms for a dome as vast as the Mukaab's remains in the realm of science fiction. A similar effect could potentially be achieved using enormous LED screens, similar to what's being done with the MSG Sphere in Las Vegas. This entertainment venue, set to open this year, boasts the world's largest screen, covering an area of 15,000 square meters. It's designed to immerse audiences in interactive worlds, akin to the Mukaab's vision. However, the Mukaab would require a screen at least 20 times larger, posing significant engineering challenges. So what do you think? Will the cube become a reality and revolutionize modern living? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Saudi Arabia's ambitious plans, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more futuristic city ideas. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're alerted whenever we upload a new video.